Not that I normally do this, but my friend and I watched one of my videos recently, and he commented that I look like Herman Munster. That he would not recognize me. I guess based on the lighting and just the angle of the camera. So I'm working on that. I'm trying to make a video today that might look a little more like I do in person, I suppose. That I'm doing that, and I'm also giving a life update today. So it's been a little while since I've given any kind of update on my life. I've just kind of been pouring out other kind of videos. So I wanted to kind of give that anybody that's curious can get up to speed with my very exciting life, which it's not at all. Don't be misled. Let's see. A few different things. One really bad news. Two really bad news. Yeah, I have about three things. Two of them are bad news. Do you want the worst news first or the good news? Um, you know, I guess some of the bad news is a friend of mine recently died. I received a phone call from a friend of mine that he'd been found in his work truck dead of an overdose. And I know he was battling heroin for a long time and using. So, on and off. So, I imagine that's what it is. Very sad to think, but I used to be involved in heroin, so I know kind of how that goes. I've had a lot of friends that have died, just not at my age now, I guess. Not really. It's kind of been something of the past, but who I really feel for is his family, his wife. He left behind a wife, and they were each other's love of their life. It was I know how much she loved him or loves him still. So that's where my heart breaks for her and her children. It's just as I process through it, I process through these things, and I have a lot of emotions that come up about it. Just he wasn't saved. I don't believe. I don't believe he was a Christian. And thinking about his wife, just it brings up a lot of emotions for me. So I've been processing through that. This was a couple of weeks ago that I found out. So I've been working through it. It's hard on social media because I've been going on Facebook more lately, and I'm seeing, and on Instagram, I'm seeing his wife posting stuff that's just heartbreaking, and it's very hard to see. But it's one of those things that you process through. You know, with time, I know that with time, everybody that's as close to him will be healed somewhat from it, at least to get some distance. I don't know if you ever recover from something like that, being his wife or somebody. It's just kind of something that's always going to be a hole in your heart. So I really feel for her, and any prayers for her. I'm not going to mention her name, but any prayers for her family, be greatly appreciated. That's what I've been trying to do, just praying for comfort for them, and praying for God to take him anyways, even if he wasn't saved. Um, I know it doesn't work like that, but um, you know, I don't know what else I can do. The other thing that's a bummer news is that my kids are moving. They're going to be moving to Michigan. I'm in California. I'm in like Southern California by Los Angeles. So they're going to be moving to Michigan, which, geez, like is far away. I used to live in Wisconsin. I mean, that was like a 3-4 hour flight. So yeah, I'm having a hard time with that as well. Their mom, my ex, we were married and we divorced after she had an affair, and yeah, so thankfully when we divorced, she followed me back here. We had lived in Colorado at the time. Thankfully, she followed me back here to California, to the same town. So I haven't been at a loss for being able to see them. I've been able to see them regularly, and now, um, no, I won't be able to. It won't be that. Sure, there's phone calls and stuff and text, but it's just man, and it's just going to be hard. He's not enjoying the idea of the move. He doesn't want to do the move. So yeah, that's going to be hard for both of them. I know my older son's excited about it. He's excited, but my younger son not so much. So I feel for him. I know he'll adapt well, just because he's really come out of his shell. But that's like another heartbreak. That's very hard for me to think about because I'm gonna miss them immensely. I already miss them from not like being in the same home all the time. So not being in the same city, not being in the same state, that's a blow. That's really hard. And my only hope is the good news I wanted to share with you guys, which is that I've started working on my writing business again. I used to do sales letters. I used to do copywriting where I would write sales letters on the internet to market stuff. I'm gonna broaden that out from that and make it do blog posts and that kind of stuff as well. I used to be big into writing a lot of articles for different places. So my goal is to create a website and to market those services through doing my own blog post and building up my own blog to show people what I'm able to do. So I'm working on that currently. It does take some time. I know, like I thought about, opportunities as far as writing for different companies. And man, when I was a copywriter, when I did this work, I wrote a sales letter for $500. This was like 15 years ago when I was healthy. I'd write a sales letter for $500. It'd take me like a day to write. And copywriters at the time would buy my work and then sell it to their clients for 2,500 or $5,000 even. I mean, insane price markup. And they kept telling me, you're charging too little, you're charging too little. So at the time, I'm thinking, well, it takes me a day to write. I really can't justify 4, 5, 6 hours of work for more than what I'm charging. So I never felt comfortable with it. But my hope is to still go in to write those low-cost sales letters, to write blog posts, etc., at a less of a rate than somebody else would, but not insane prices where it was like $10 an hour to write for some of these online websites. Like they just really lowball you. So I'd like to still make a decent wage. My old wage was $150 an hour. I would like to just stay there. I'd be comfortable. If I could knock out 2 sales letters a week, I would be very comfortable. That'd be $1,000 a week, and I could move, and I could follow my kids, which would be my goal. I don't know if I'm too jazzed on the idea of Michigan. It's pretty brutal winters out there. But as the business website gets rolling, I can start to try to work on making those decisions and figure out exactly what I'm going to do. But that's exciting for me because I am starting to rebuild my life, which was my goal of the ministry. I'd hope through this ministry I'd make, I'd make some kind of income, but it just hasn't really turned out that way. And, I don't have enough for like ads, I need 1,000 subscribers, I believe, to become eligible to be monetized. So that hasn't worked out. But at the same time, I'm not going to quit making these videos. This is going to be my ministry as far as, speaking to others about Jesus and God. So I'm still going to be making these videos, and I'll still be keeping you guys updated, of course. I'd still like to get the backpacks and Bibles going. If you guys could throw some money into that pot, that would be awesome. It only cost me maybe, I'm thinking like $30 for a backpack that we could get to a homeless person and say, hey, God loves you. Here you go, with a Bible in it, because these people are without hope. They don't have hope. A lot of them are just hopeless, and God can turn that all around. They put their hope and trust in God. God can actually give them a job, give them a life back. He's the one that gives us everything. So the Patreon account for that is down below. I'd like to get that going, but yeah, so the writing is exciting though. That's what I'm going to be moving into now. And I've been working on building my website, and then it's marketing it, it's getting some traffic to it, and then it's getting some clients. But I did it in the past because after I got sick, I was on OxyContin and Adderall. And so I decided, well, let me try writing again. And I built a website from scratch like I'm doing now. And I marketed it and got right after I started marketing it, I brought in a client who I took on for a $1,600 job, and it turned out I couldn't do it. I was too sick, so I tried. I couldn't do it. I had to refund his money, but this time I feel like after being healed, I'm good to go. We're ready, set, go, and yeah, that's my hope. That's my goal. So, anyways, guys, that's the update. That's where I'm at. Some bad news, but I wanted to sandwich it. Kind of, well, no, I wanted to like have the anchor of the whole message be something positive and something good, and that is that I am working to rebuild my life, and hopefully soon I will be able to move out, have a car, etc., etc. All those good things. Start living again. Okay, guys. Well, that is about it. Any comments, questions, anything? Please throw them below. And until next time, guys, God bless.